Today is Wednesday, the 18th, and the market was pretty quiet here. I mean, we lost 265, but I still think it's constructive in that we're holding above this key level. And it's a key level because it's the volume weighted average price from this peak over here and the low that we had seen this month. So the high and the low this month, as well as the 5-day moving average. As I've said yesterday, if we were to dip down into this area and hold, that would be a better scenario for continuation higher than just continuing straight up because we need to digest the gains off of the lows from last week. We are still in a primary downtrend, of course. A few days action isn't going to change that. It's good to see that we're holding this 20-day moving average. Tomorrow we get rid of this data in the 20-day moving average calculation, which means on Friday we get rid of this data, and that means the 20-day moving average will be flat to rising, and it's possible we could see a move up towards the 50-day moving average. Similar to what we saw over here and kind of over here when we got above that flat to rising 20-day moving average. It doesn't mean that the overall market will have turned. It just means that, the buyers are perhaps gaining a little bit more control. As I pointed out during the day today, we have the possibility as well that this is a left shoulder ahead and here's a right shoulder. If that's the case, what we do is we take a measured move off of that, and we could call the top of that 377, and we'll just call this 350. So let's just make it quick math and make it 25 points. Add 25 points to 375. That would give us an upward target near about the volume weighted average price off the April high, which means about $400. And it's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's certainly possible. And we have to prepare for anything in the market and have an open mind no matter what the market gives us. We can't get locked into a belief. So, above the rising 5-day moving average, we're going to give the benefit of the doubt to at least the buyers in that we're not necessarily going to be buyers while we're below the volume weighted average price for this week, for instance, from the high of the week or for the week. But if we can start to do something like this and then break out of this range, perhaps then we can see for some continuation to the upside. The NASDAQ on the daily chart, maybe we're seeing the same type of inverted head and shoulders pattern here. I kind of think it's a lot less likely, but you never know. We're kind of holding near that 20-day moving average in here as well. We're holding this key level. As long as we're above this level of about 267, I don't want to be a short seller. It doesn't mean I want to be a buyer here because, again, we're below the volume weighted average price for the peak this week and for the week itself. So, it's kind of just, biding time right here. I see out of the corner of my eye that Tesla has reported. Looks like it ran up to about 228 so far, and now it's down to 211. So, we'll see where that settles out. Let's actually take a look at it because I know so many people are interested in it. I will turn on the after hours data right here. And you can see that, let's just say when the pre and post is checked, and I'll go up here and check that. So include the post market, it should be, so you can see we ran up to about 229, we're at 208. Here's what I think the key level is down here near about 180. That's the volume weighted average price off of the 2020 low. I didn't say I think it's going there. That's what I think a key level is going to be. Maybe Elon says something here in the near term that turns this around. I have no interest in the after hours trading of this stock. I just figured since I saw it out of the corner of my eye, I would pull it up. Back to the Russell 2000, same story. We're at this critical level. This is the volume weighted average price from the high of the month and from the low of the month. This black is from the Federal Reserve meeting. We've got a rising 5-day moving average. So those are all, neutral to slightly positive maybe. But most important, we're below the week-to-date VWAP. We're below the volume-weighted average price from this week's high. So I'm not going to rush in and buy. But if it does something along the lines of this, gets back above the week-to-date VWAP and above here, then perhaps I'll look to be a buyer. But again, it's a waiting game right now. Semiconductors continue to do nothing in here. They were up $1.43 today, but the good news is the 5-day moving average is starting to rise. Tomorrow we get rid of this data in the 5-day calculation, so it will continue to rise. And if it can get back above this volume weighted average price, which we did test here a couple times recently, the volume weighted average price from the high of the month, then I think that if we can get back up towards there, maybe consolidate and then make a run for a volume test of the VWAP from the Fed. That would kind of put us up near the June lows as well, July lows actually, and the 20-day moving average. So still has a lot to prove. This is one ugly looking daily chart. Really looking for a turnaround here. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's possible. That's my only point. It's possible. The biotechs had a tough day. They continue to get rejected right where they're supposed to be rejected, right at the declining 200-day moving average. These things are a complete waste of time. I see no reason to talk about them, let alone trade them. The energy names did rally here, so we looked at a number of these names last night, and they did have good day here today. Oil itself is kind of turned back around. I find the oil market to be very confusing, so I don't trade it, but you got to do what's right for you.